We've been talking a lot about if and when and under what circumstances would failed former President Donald Trump end up in jail for a night or for a weekend, as so many legal experts, including Ty Cobb, not the baseball pitcher, but Trump's own former lawyer, said he ultimately believes Donald Trump will end up in jail for a night or a weekend. Well, Trump's current lawyer, Alina Habba, was asked about this on Newsmax. She claims that they aren't even thinking about the possibility of Trump being jailed. Let's take a listen.
What about the gag orders real quick, because these things are just absolutely whack to me.
Yeah.
He's campaigning for president of the United States again, and they're putting gag orders on him to what he can and can't say about a trial that is actually fueling his campaign, raising millions of dollars on it. How is this? Could they even possibly throw him in jail? What would that look like?
He's protected by Secret Service,
Sure.
Period. So I always tell people when they're panicked, listen, he's protected by Secret Service, number one. Number two, he did nothing wrong. So when people go to jail, it's because they've done something wrong. Yep. Do we have crooked situations in and out of court? Absolutely. Could they try? Probably, but it won't work because there is still trial process. There is still facts, and unfortunately, they're not.
Now, this ignores completely that the people who are saying Trump really risks ending up in jail are talking about jail, not prison. Alina Habba is saying he gets due process, he gets his day in court, so on and so forth. Absolutely. The question is he going to end up in jail with bond revoked for violating the gag orders? And obviously there's the implication that they're just trying to silence him with the gag orders. He's able to say whatever he wants about who won the election. He's going to be able to testify. He is just being told you can't attack people involved in the trial. So she's kind of obfuscating, which may not come as a shock to you.
Going to win on the facts. Secret Service will always protect President Trump. That's the truth. They have to, wherever he is. But it's not even something we think about, to be honest, because
right.
This is all political. It's really not. There's no criminal acts that he's done. There's no civil wrongs that he's done, unless making money for banks is a civil wrong all of a sudden.
Again, she's talking about the content of the cases. What we're talking about here is the possibility of being jailed for violating the gag orders. Now, there's a reason why they may not be talking to Trump about it, even though it's not, because there's no chance that Trump ends up having to spend the night in jail. And that would be because Trump would absolutely lose his mind and maybe even fire his lawyers if his lawyers went and said, you know, you may end up having to serve a night in jail if you keep this up. So I wouldn't necessarily go by Alina Habba's explanation of why that is her belief.
Man, bad. I mean, that's the
terrible.
crime.
It's Trump derangement syndrome at its best. I'm not worried about him. He's not worried, and the American public shouldn't be worried. He's succeeding for a reason.
Yeah, I will dare this judge to try to throw him in jail.
First Amendment. Yeah. First Amendment is a thing.
It is.
And remember, this has nothing to do with the First Amendment. We have extensively talked about, do limited gag orders violate the First Amendment? I think the argument they are trying to make is, a judge is part of the government, and thus if a judge says you can't say certain things, it is the government violating your First Amendment right. Of course, there is extraordinarily extensive legal precedent that limited gag orders, which say, hey, you know what? One of the things that we have to do, one of the things a court has to do, it must do, it is a duty to discharge, is prevent the tainting of a jury, influence of a jury, influence or coercion of witnesses, etc. And that is the point of these gag orders, because Trump is publicly attacking individuals involved in these trials. And that is not a violation of the First Amendment. It's been studied extensively. There is wide precedent. Here's my question to you. What this Trump in jail question is actually about is Trump ending up in pretrial detention for violating a gag order. Alina Habba, when asked about it, seemed to be talking about Trump doing prison time based on whether he committed the crimes he is accused of. Do you think Alina Habba doesn't know the difference or didn't understand what the question was about? Or do you think she's just deliberately obfuscating because it's more convenient to say that the criminal charges are a political attack rather than actually dealing with Trump's obvious violations of the gag order? I can't really tell which it is. I'm not really able to discern her level of competence at this point, so I'll leave it to you. Which of the two is it? Let's take a very quick break. Packed program today, just chock full of stuff and things. Make sure you're subscribed on YouTube. We're getting very close to that 2 million subscriber number. I'll give you an update on Monday of where we stand. Stay with us because the show continues. As many of you know, I spend a lot of time working on the show, doing research, preparing for interviews, filming the show, and when I need just a quick and easy snack during a break, I love whipping up instant ramen noodles, low maintenance. But ramen noodles have never been known to be the healthiest thing in the kitchen. Our sponsor, Immi, has changed that. Every pack of Immi ramen noodles has only 6 grams of net carbs, up to 21 grams of protein. That's 3 times more than traditional brands, helps you feel fuller longer, and 18 grams of fiber, which is great for gut health and digestion. The best part is it tastes better than any other instant ramen you've ever had. 6 delicious flavors. These are all vegan. Black garlic chicken, it's vegan. Spicy red miso, spicy beef, vegan. Pork tonkatsu, vegan. Immi is a fun and tasty instant ramen experience like you're used to, with more to offer nutritionally and without all the carbs. Having Immi around will keep you from going for the junk food. Go to immieats.com/Pacman5. Use the code Pacman5 for $5 off. The link is down below.